Y'all need to put me in the
Tap,
game,
yo,
coach.
put my man in the game,
Put me
man.
in the game,
It's already
coach.
mixed. It comes already mixed.
No, you know what's funny?
is,
Because
though.
I've beat big name mixers. Like, we've got the mix.
Right.
And everyone's like, yeah, but he's so-and-so.
Yeah.
I get it. Politics of it all.
Yeah,
which I think is important for people to hear, to be honest with you.
100%.
On
Yeah,
that side.
politics in the engineering game too.
Like,
y'all ain't safe.
Yeah, facts. But that's great.
What you think about engineers, especially like yourself, because he's one of those engineers that produces. Like,
Right.
whether you want to like say he's behind the MPC, no, but he's adding the pauses and he's quick with it. Like I'll tell him whatever, and he can understand the weird language, because a lot of times artists don't know how to like explain what they want. Like, make it darker or make it whatever.
Right.
He knows how to get it. What you think about the whole split situation with engineers?
I mean, I think every single record should allocate 3 to 5% to tracking engineers.
Wow.
100%. Like,
Right,
we,
I agree.
especially for people like you saying, like me, I'm helping produce these records,
That's
man.
very true, man.
There's like
Tone, everything.
they're sending a beat off, and it's me and the artist, and I'm producing them right there. You know what I'm saying?
true.
And then I'm sending it off, and that's all it is. Like, we'll never.
Have a hot take. Have a hot take.
Yeah, I think like there is no record. Like 3 to 5% is not a big
At all,
amount.
yeah.
You know
It's
what I'm
not,
saying?
man,
Like
yeah.
every single record should have that, in my opinion.
And I think,
And then depending on if you do more, you should get more.
That's true
Right.
too. Yeah. I mean, when I think about it, I got you. I'll come to you. When I think about that, I'm glad you touched on that, because in the back of my mind, I'm like, yo, dude, like Van Halen's guitar or all that stuff. Like, at the end of the day, of course, amazing person that has this performance, but you're the person capturing that, right? Like, choosing the tonality, what mic, should it sound more open, should it sound more closed? Like, it would be a big difference if you put an SM58 on his guitar as opposed to saying, no, I put a Royer 121, So I think that you're absolutely right, but that conversation I feel like just doesn't get brought up like at all. Like I said, recording engineer I feel like just doesn't get.
No, you ask for it, then they'll never call you back.
Yeah.
Wow,
Exactly, which is insane.
that sucks.
A hot
too.
take is,
Yeah.
I think tracking engineers would deserve more than mix and master engineers.
I think
Because I feel like
you're probably right.
tracking engineers are the only engineers that are involved in the creation of sound.
Yeah.
Right.
Whether it's the removal or like I said, pausing the beat,
Right.
whatever. And depending on how heavy of a hand
Right.
the mix engineer has, sometimes, like he said, the vocal will just go straight through, and it's just like, all right, let's boost it a little. And
Yeah.
That's true. I got the worst analogy on earth for recording, mixing, and mastering engineer.
What is it?
The recording engineer is like, okay, great. You want to grow your hair to get braids, right? Boom. What we're gonna do is we're gonna use black castor oil. We're gonna like shampoo it. We're gonna groom this thing to be like beautiful and stuff, so you have this healthy head of hair.
Oh my gosh, I know where you're going.
You know where I'm going. This healthy head of hair, and that's tough because if you grow your hair wrong, it could
There's a lot.
when it's when it's out and it's big, your hair looks terrible when you braid it. Okay, cool. So the recording engineer is getting all of this stuff, the nutrients, knows exactly how to mature this thing. Now the mix engineer comes and say, "Look at this beautiful thing I have to work with,"
Let's
and
just braid the hair.
and she just braids the hair, nice, make sure everything is neat, clean.
Yeah.
This is one of the worst analogies.
This is actually fine.
This is actually good.
I know how you end this off now. Now I'm
Yeah.
thinking about it.
Look. So then, the mix engineer braids the hair. It's beautiful. Then the mastering engineer comes in
And does the shape.
and just does the shape up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So the mastering
That makes
engineer
sense.
just does the shape up, and that's it. But we
Yeah.
wouldn't have any of that nice or that kind of thing if it wasn't for the recording engineer. So the back of mind, like that's the way I describe you is
That's
you
amazing.
groomed it, you gave it nutrition, you figured out how to get it to the place. Looking at the mastering engineer saying, "Hey, I'm making it easier for you." So I think that is a conversation I feel like needs
Amazing
to
way
be.
to like cap it.
That is an amazing
What the
way.
hell?
This is the most ignorant podcast on earth to describe recording, mixing, and mastering with braiding hair.
Bro,
But good mixing engineers, they put their foot in that.
I'm
mouth, man.
sure.
You know what
Right,
I'm saying? Like,
right.
So definitely hats off.
Right.